Good morning. It's a weather alert day here in the low country because we are monitoring the potential for a little bit of freezing rain overnight tonight. This is really out of an abundance of caution. However, I do have growing concerns with the latest model runs that are starting to come in to the News 2 Storm Team 2 Weather Center, that we could see some freezing rain and maybe even some snowflakes flying through the overnight hours. The cold air is in place. The big question is how much of this moisture that's moving across the deep south, moving across Mississippi, Alabama into Georgia right now, ends up in our neighborhoods through the overnight hours. The Futurecast model is indicating that we're going to see at least a little bit of this move into the area. So what you're looking at here is 6 o'clock tonight. After a mainly sunny day, we start to see the cloud cover increase through the late afternoon and into the evening hours. And you can see we're starting to see some mixing out here over by Aiken. Notice how isolated everything is, but what it's picking up on is that we do have a little bit of moisture to work with here in the atmosphere. As we continue to push the Futurecast along, 9 o'clock in the evening, we've got some freezing rain mixing in back here along that I-95 corridor into parts of Colleton County. Take it towards 10 o'clock, we're seeing some snowflakes here mixing in Dorchester and Colleton County. Now, I'm not saying this is exactly how everything is going to play out, but this is the most updated run of our Futurecast model, and it's starting to trend towards a little more precipitation here in the low country through the overnight hours, which is why I have those growing concerns. We're going to see at least a little bit of something in some neighborhoods. Notice at 10 o'clock, though, we do have a little bit of rain down into lower Charleston County and coastal Colleton County. So we're not quite fully mixed in as we look towards 10 o'clock. By 11 o'clock, though, those temperatures are going to be dropping below the freezing mark in a lot of areas, and so we're going to start to see that mixed precipitation even through Charleston County. A little bit further to the south, it is going to be a little more on the rain side, but as we look towards that ball drop at midnight, it's very isolated still, but we still could be seeing some areas of patchy drizzle. And keep in mind what we saw on Friday morning. 0.03 of an inch of precipitation recorded out at the Charleston airport. That's what did all that damage on Friday morning with the closed bridges across a good chunk of Charleston County. So we're monitoring that potential once again through the overnight hours that we could see a similar setup. At 1 a.m. we're seeing some freezing rain mixing here across the area, and even a little bit more of it by 2 o'clock this morning. It doesn't really clear us out until we get about 6 o'clock in the morning. That's when we're looking at the Futurecast model clearing us out. There is a model that's a little more aggressive with the precipitation potential. That's a worst case scenario. This scenario is kind of a blend of what we're seeing in the modeling right now. So I just want you to be prepared for worst case scenario. There is still a chance that we end up getting nothing out of this, and that would be fantastic. But if you are going to be headed out and about for your New Year's Eve celebrations this evening, make sure that you have an alternate route to get home if you do have to cross over some area bridges. We could see some icy conditions once again through the overnight hours. So the potential impacts are here. Light to a freezing drizzle could cause some of those issues. Again, 0.03 of an inch fell on Friday morning, and that caused all those issues for those icy bridges and overpasses. That's really the main concern. The ground level is just too warm. Those bridges and overpasses cool a little more efficiently, so that could be the issue for the overnight hours tonight. And I do think those temperatures do drop below freezing for all of us before we get the ball dropping here. Temperatures right now aren't bad. It was a little warmer this morning than yesterday morning. We're into the 30s and low 40s. By 11 o'clock, we see those temperatures into the upper 30s to the mid 40s. Most of us making it into the mid 40s this afternoon, except for north of the lakes where you could get stuck in the upper 30s. It's going to be a chilly day and an even chillier night. So looking ahead to midnight tonight, as that ball is dropping, we're talking upper 20s to low 30s, but the yellow number there, that's the feels like temperature. It feels like the 20s as you ring in 2018. Then tomorrow, for the first day of the new year, we get temperatures only warming into the mid 30s. Tuesday morning looks like a very, very chilly start with temperatures in the teens and low 20s and wind chills possibly in the single digits. Macy, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about wind chill advisories going forward for Monday, Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday and Thursday mornings.